Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tara and I make videos about digital planning and different ways that you can get creative with your iPad. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. That all being said, let's go ahead and jump into the purpose of today's video, which is going to be setting up my planner for the month of April. So we're just going to be doing our monthly layout today, and I am super excited to do this. So let's just go ahead and start. I've decided that the sticker pack I'm going to use is going to be this first color palette. So this is the one that everyone on Patreon has access to. If you'd like access to any of these stickers, I will leave the links to them down below for you to check them out on Etsy, or also, of course, you could join Patreon. This is definitely the best bang for your buck, but I'll leave that up to you. Jumping in, I am going to be doing things just a little bit differently than normal this month because, as a lot of you know, if you've been watching my videos so far this year, I started doing this sprint concept and I actually really love it. However, this month is a little bit different for me. I've got a lot going on. And for me to say that to the point that I'm actually changing what I'm doing for my planner, that means that there really is a lot, because I'm one of those people that overschedules myself all the time so that my default when I fail is still productive. It's a flawed process. It's super flawed, I know. But if I don't schedule myself to be super busy, then I don't get enough done. So if I'm saying I'm super busy to the point that I'm changing up my planner, then that's saying something. And that's because I'm using this app called Motion. I had another crazy month last year that I ended up using this, and I'm not totally sold on it, but it is helping to reduce a lot of my anxiety around how much time I actually have to plan out my projects. So if you guys would like a full video on how I'm using the app, let me know and I will see what I can do. But I don't use it every single month. And I won't say that I'm like an expert at it by any means, but with all of the craziness that I have going on this month, that is the one thing that's sort of bringing me peace. So I'm going to use my planner differently than I have so far in 2024. I'm sorry, that took me way too long to get out. Let's go ahead and just start planning now. Okay, so what I want to do here is I'm going to come to my pre-made elements. You guys know how I love these. And I'm going to come to my digital planning folder from last year. And I'm just going to use this pre-made one that I have here that fits for my monthly setups. And basically it just covers up this top heading and this side here so that I have more freedom to customize it. And I just love using elements to save me time. You guys know I say this all the time. Eventually, some videos will come on more ways that I love to use elements, but that's not today's purpose, so let's keep going. Now that I've got this covered up, I'm gonna come back to my sticker pack, and I really love this lacy, psychedelic, floral pattern, and I think what I'm gonna do is use this blue. But actually, one thing I'm gonna do before is, I know I wanna put April there, so I'm just gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it, and I'm gonna make this small, and I just kinda wanna see how it looks over each of these. Is there one that I prefer? Originally I was thinking the blue, which I do kind of like, but I feel like it stands out quite a bit better here or on the green. Okay, let's do pink. So I'm gonna copy this, come back to my planner, and I'm just going to paste this, and then I'm going to grab my image tool so that I can resize this and rotate it without any weird glitches. And I'm basically just going to get this to be the width that I like because, or I guess the height that I like, the spacing between the top and the bottom, because I think that the way that this pattern is, I just don't think that we're going to have very many issues overlaying it. I think it's just going to blend in pretty easily. So I'm just going to line these up so that the top and the bottom are lined up, and then I'm just going to zoom out. And honestly, yeah, it's just because of the pattern, it's really not super obvious. So I'm content with that, and I'm just going to paste this again. So the important thing here is just to make sure that you are copying and pasting it at the size that you newly sized it to. So whenever I do that, I just make sure that I tap off of the image once I've sized it, and then that I tap back on before copying it. There's just a little tip in case you didn't know. And then I'll just line this up and make sure I've got it where I want it on the edge and lined up on the top and bottom here, and I'm just gonna let that go. And yeah, if you look closely, you can see there's a line here and a line here, but it really does blend pretty seamlessly Like nobody would notice that if I hadn't pointed it out. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my April sticker over. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it. And again, I'm just gonna use my image tool. It's personal preference when it comes to resizing things. And I don't know, do I want it like oversized? Is that kind of cute or is that obnoxious? I think I'm gonna keep it within the margins. And I'm just gonna kind of center it over the word Wednesday because I know that that is the center of the week, so it gives me a pretty good visual reference. Now, one of the next easiest things to do is to, of course, just add in our days of the week. And by days of the week, I mean our dates of the month. So I'm just going to quickly copy all of these and I'm gonna bring them back to my planner and I'm gonna paste them. And then the resize tool when you're like this is so finicky, so I like to very carefully bring it out once I've zoomed in. I think I'll make it just a tiny bit bigger. I want it just big enough to cover up these dates, and I think that that is a good size. When I feel like I'm gonna have some very busy designs, I really love to keep these super small and clean just because I feel like it makes the whole planner look a little easier on the eyes, but that's just personal preference, so you do you. But one of my favorite things to do to save myself time in this phase is because there are 4 colors here and I'm going to be alternating them one by one, and because these columns are also divisible by 4, what I'm going to do is I am going to just circle the 1 and the 17, skip 3 columns, and then the 5 and the 21, skip 3, and so on. And then I just drag them up to about here, delete these, and then do the same thing but just move over 1 for the next one. So we're going to do 2, skip 3, skip 3, skip 3, and drag these up. Delete these and then do the same, so I'll just start skipping forward so you don't have to sit through all this. And then realistically, I know that I don't need the 31 or that empty one or any of these down here, so I'm just going to delete these. And now it's time for me to speed through putting these into place. One reminder that I always like to give is when you're using the lasso tool, as long as you grab some part of the transparent box, you're good. So you don't have to circle the whole thing. I know when I first started, I thought I had to like circle the whole sticker and then put it in place. But you can just grab like the tiniest little part of the bounding box, which is invisible, but the box that goes around the shape, and then you can move it. So one thing I really love to do is bring my lasso like all the way out here, and that gives me the ability to really see where I'm placing things without my hand being over it. Now, I don't know if this is just a problem for lefties like me or if righties also feel like their hand gets in the way of where they're putting their sticker, but yeah, I always just like to have some extra space so that I can more easily see where I'm placing my stickers. And of course, zooming in helps too. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to come use some more of these themed stickers. So what do I want? I am going to take, I think this green one here, and I'm just going to copy this, bring this back to my planner, and I am going to size this up pretty big here and put it kind of at an angle. And who knows, I might adjust this a little bit more in a minute, but I'm going to place that there. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab this cute quote that says, "To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow." I think that's a good one to put on my monthly planner because it keeps me thinking forward. And yeah, just going to place that inside of there. I think that looks very cute. I'm going to come back to my sticker pack here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to grab these 4 that are on top. So the 4 that are on bottom are just a slightly darker shade, and you can kind of see that here as well. And yes, actually I think what I might do is I might grab these 4 and then also the 4 darker ones that are filled in, and I'm going to copy these. And I'm just gonna paste these here. And I have this idea where I need to have at least 30 of these that are gonna fit over here. And then I might sprinkle in some of these, but I just wanna make sure that they're the right size. So I think what I'll do is I'm just gonna resize these up just a little bit because I do know that they could be a little bigger. And this will at least kind of keep them all at the same angle. And I don't know, maybe just a little bit bigger. Okay, now I'm gonna group these together a little bit more. And I'm gonna rotate this so that these are the same. And just kind of make sure, forget I said anything about the angles being the same because now that's going to be basically impossible. But as long as they're pretty close to the same size, I'm content, and I want these to be rotated this way. So I'm just selecting them and resizing them so that they are facing up like this. And I think I made them too small again. Whoops. Okay, I think this is a good size. Now the question is, can I fit 30 of these empty ones? So there's 8. I'm gonna copy and paste. There's 16. Just gonna move this over. Copy and paste. Okay, so there's 32. And then I think I'll take out one of these greens for sure, since that one up there is green. And I'm just gonna make sure that I leave one of these. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of start placing these a little bit randomly. So you can kind of mess with them a little bit more later. And I think I might need to move these over just a little bit, but as you may have been able to tell, that did pick up the element in the background, which actually somehow still looks good. But if you moved it too far, you can just come back to the element tool and then you can just move this and adjust it and get it back where it needs to be. So that's definitely useful. Let's come back to our lasso tool and then just keep filling these in. And then remember, if you do need to just move one individually, that you can always just grab the image tool and you have more freedom there without lassoing things that you don't want to lasso. I'm realizing I have no green on this side, so I did decide to swap these. And really all I'm doing is just kind of varying all of these up. And as you can see, like this is definitely a lot closer to this edge than this is. So I might just do that same thing again where I lasso all of these, get them a little more centered there. And the same, making sure that they're a good distance up from where that hexagon is, which I know is a little hard to see, but you can kind of imagine it. And then I will come back to my element and just put that back into place. Tap off on the side there. Okay, and that looks really good. And now if I want to, I can just take each of these images and I could just kind of fill in a couple dark spots if I think that that's gonna look kind of cute filled in. I think I might want this one here and maybe this one here. And then I might duplicate this pink one and paste it and put it up here. Okay, and that looks pretty balanced to me. So the idea of what I want to do with this side here is, because I'm not tracking my sprints like I have been so far this year, what I'm going to be doing instead is just making sure that I'm doing something every single day to move my business forward. Now you could do this to track any kind of habit or any kind of goal or just literally anything that it is that you're working for that you just want to make sure that you are keeping up with. It could be something like taking a walk every day, or it could be hitting your water goals, or it could be reading before bed or meditating or anything. It doesn't have to be a habit either. It could be putting money into your savings account or literally anything. But there are 30 open spots here, and then you can choose to, you can also use it as a mood tracker, I suppose. But basically my plan is to just color these in with their matching colors as I get that day accomplished. So if I'm doing something every single day to move my business forward, hopefully by the end of the month, this will be all filled in and beautiful. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to use this idea however you'd like. Like I said, you could do like mood trackers, or if you're doing savings or something, you could like fill in the number, how much money you put away each time, or you could set goals with numbers throughout here and then color them in as you reach those goals. Get creative here and use this however you like, but I think it's a really cute way to use these little hexagon shapes that resemble like a honeycomb. So super fun. I hope you guys like it. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my flowers and I'm going to kind of fill this space here at the bottom and make it very gardeny, very cute. So let's come back to our sticker pack, and first thing I'm going to do is grab this fence here and I'm going to copy this and paste it back into my planner. I'm going to use my image tool to size this up so that it doesn't rotate all wonky. And then once I'm happy with the size, I'm going to place it just off to the edge of the 30 here. I'm going to tap off, tap back on, and copy it at that exact size, and then I'm going to paste it. And I didn't plan this, but this actually lines up like perfectly with the edge here, so that is just kind of a bonus. And I actually like the way that this pink of this fence here reflects the pink here in the heading, so that was unintentional, but that's super nice. And now I'm just going to grab all of these adorable plants, these adorable flowers and flying insects and all of that, and I'm just going to copy these and I'm going to paste them. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm sort of wishing that I had waited to put my dates here, so I think I'm just gonna kind of have to work around them, which is fine. So what I want to make sure I do is I want to take a lot of the more greenery ones, so I've got 2 of these, and I'm just going to carefully select them, and using my image tool, I'm just going to kind of cut and paste these around. Oops. Paste another one, and maybe one more. And then with this one, I'm going to size it up a little bit too, maybe not quite as big. Tap off, tap back on, and copy it at that size. And just paste a few of these. And I'm really just kind of wanting a background of greenery. That's all I'm doing here. I'm going to move these flowers over. And honestly, I think what I might try to do is I'm okay if these are layered a little bit. That's not really going to bother me. I'm just going to try to move these away from the dates so that I don't have to bother messing with these and messing up my dates. So that's because what I'm going to do now is take my lasso tool and I'm just going to carefully make sure I don't grab the numbers, and I'm just going to cut these, making sure all my numbers are still here, and then paste these. So now these are on top, and now I don't have anything to worry about. I just really didn't want to have to do a bunch of relayering. So now with my image tool, I'm just going to freely start moving these around, resizing them, and just getting happy with my overall look. Also, it's nice to kind of rotate them and just give them a little more variation between each one. And this one, I'm going to crop the bottom off a little bit, but I'm just gonna paste a bunch of these around too. I think these really help give it that kind of more wild look. I feel like if I had a home and I would stop traveling so much, maybe one day, not for now, but I think that I would really love to have like a super wild garden. As much as I hate bees, I also love them. I understand they are super important. I just have an irrational fear of them. It's really because I have a fear of wasps, but unfortunately the bees, they just get lumped into that. Not that I think that they need to go away or anything. I just personally need my distance from them, that's all. And I get this anxiety that just comes over me. What was I saying? But yeah, I feel like, I really love nature, and I just feel like I would really want to have something that was actually kind of giving back to the environment and not just, I don't know, just grass. I I always see those adorable like clover gardens. Those really interest me. And now I'm just going to kind of put these dragonflies. I think I don't need the pink one because I've got enough pink going on here. So these dragonflies are cute. I'm going to add in a couple butterflies here and there. And again, my goal is just to kind of vary the colors and vary the size. This is crazy to me also, just the quality of these stickers. Like, look how big you can size it up and it still looks so good. This is why I am teaching my course. Honestly, I'm just so excited about that. Okay, maybe one more green. Okay, I might bring this one out here a little bit and then delete these two. I think this looks super cute. I don't know how adorable it looks on camera, but I think this looks super cute. I really love this. I might make this one a little smaller and then just kind of move it down. But yeah, I think this looks super cute. I like the idea of tracking things here, and I don't know, personally it's really working for me. I think it's really sweet and feels super springy, and yeah, I'm happy with it. I would love to know what you guys think. Maybe I'll just zoom in on this a little bit. This is why I fell in love with these stickers, because once you start layering them, they just look so beautiful. I feel like you can't really go wrong with them, but I designed these stickers and then I put them into that watering can sticker, which so many of you have already seen, but this one. And I was just like, this is the cutest thing ever. And I really, really like it. And so, yeah, I think if you just start layering these however you want to, I just think that they look so sort of like wild and beautiful, and they bring me so much happiness, and I hope that they bring you happiness too. But as you can tell, that is all for this video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. One thing you might notice is I did decide not to color this top in like I usually do, and I just didn't think it was necessary. I think that there is enough going on here that it works and it's totally fine. I didn't want to make this part too busy because I knew that between this pattern and everything going on here, this was super busy and I didn't want it to be really crazy. So like I said, that's why these are so small and why I didn't color at the top here. But yeah, that was kind of my thought process here. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I love you so much. You are the best. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my weekly setup for April. So I hope to see you there. And I kept talking after my outro, so now this is awkward. Yes, okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.